Welcome to the Motorcycle Mavericks podcast, here in the Law Tiger studio, where we get raw
and real with our good friends within the motorcycle community.
Welcome back to the Motorcycle Mavericks podcast. Of course, I'm Lionel Gammon with
R11 Bomb.
And we are back again with another legend in the motorcycle industry.
Keeping it raw and real, or real and raw,
whatever way you want to put it. First, second, last, I don't care how it is.
Yeah.
But, we've set out to get to know more people in the motorcycle industry.
Yes.
Get to understand, I'm going to call it the pulse of the motorcycle. What is the beating heart of the motorcycle industry and community?
Yep.
And, we here in the studio are based, of course, in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yes.
And you cannot have a pulse, in my opinion, on what the community's doing, what the industry's doing, what the movers and shakers are going without one shop.
That's right. Something that's been around a while, that's part of the community, that really understands what's going on with motorcycle culture and, that actually gets his hands dirty and is part of the community, not just someone that's like pontificating, but actually doing.
Yeah, somebody who actually is leaving a lasting impression.
Yes.
Names get thrown around, Arlen Ness, DP, the list can go on and on and on and on. And I would etch this guy's name up there. Maybe not that yet, because he's still
young.
alive.
He's still young.
But, when he kicks the bucket, people are going to go, hey, did you hear about that dude? He was doing this. And, of course, his shop is Lane Splitters.
Yep.
And we've got Miguel sitting here.
Brother.
What up, what up?
Look at he's just chill.
That's
he's
pretty cool. Thank you for
Yeah.
that, by the way.
Hey, listen, it's the honest truth. I'm not going to blow smoke at you. It's when I first met you, I had heard the name of the shop, didn't know who Miguel was. And then somebody told me about you, who you were as the man. And I saw you set up at Sturgis. This is probably, 4 or 5 years ago. And kind of saw from afar just how you interacted with clients, how you took care of customers, and how you are so ingrained in the motorcycle industry and the community that it's the truth, man. I mean, you literally are on the cusp of it all. And I think
he's always smiling, by the way.
Yeah.
That big old nice smile. Look at that. There it is.
Yeah.
Always smiling. No one ever says a bad word about you. You're like, everyone loves you, by the way.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. Thank you.
Yeah.
it's either the truth or he's got deep pockets and he's paying people off, right?
Well, we don't have deep pockets. My pockets are about as deep as I am tall. So
So what's going on, bro? What's
not
new?
much, man. Just keeping my ear to the streets and working away, kind of pivoting the company a little bit, but enjoying the ride.
Yeah.
Enjoying the ride still, man. Things are good. Help is good. A lot of events lined up. A lot more being active. I took a couple years where just sat back and was a dad.
Yeah.
To my little one, and now I'm going at it full steam ahead.
Good for you. So for those that don't know you or know your history, share a little bit about how you got into this motorcycle game and how long you've been doing it and why you're doing what you're doing.
Started, my first taste was late 90s. Mr. Randy Martin, he kind of introduced, not kind of, he did. He really
Martin Trucking, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Transport. He opened my family's eyes to what custom really was. And man, if anyone can do it, that guy opens his garage door and it's like, holy shit, there's a lot going on in here. So I was actually a shuttle driver for Freightliner.
Wow.
And I would shuttle trucks back and forth to his place. And my stepfather was his salesman.
I did not know that.
Yeah, we worked for River States Truck and Trailer, which is a Freightliner dealer in Wisconsin. So Tony's selling Randy truck, builds a relationship, sells him trucks. I come in as a oil change kid, sweeping the floor in the shop. Then I start shuttling, become a mechanic, and we carry on. But Randy was the one that got us involved in this whole deal, and I was 15 at the time.
I just met him for the first time in Idaho on the hamster ride. We were over at Lon's house.
Lon, great dude.
Great guy. Mm-hmm. And I had never met him. I know the name. Who doesn't know, the trucking company, right? Martin Trucking.
Yeah.
We started talking, and before you know it, he's showing me photos of his cars and his bikes, and just a solid guy with some amazing stories.
Oh, man. It was wild. So I'm 15, and I'm looking at a warehouse that has so much. You don't even know where to look, from cars to boats to everything, right? And we ended up, establishing he and Tony obviously became great friends and brought me in. So I've known Randy since I was 15. driving cars. I've gone skiing with him. And one of my greatest memories was the first time I ever flew first class was because of him.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry you didn't say you flew private because of him.
Yep, that too. But I was the first class thing was wild. I'd been traveling all over. Now I'm probably 21, so I've known him these several years. And out of nowhere, man, he's like, "Yo, come here." We were going to his house in Aspen to pick something up, or ended up going skiing, and I was supposed to drive a truck or something back. And next thing you know, here I am, 21 years old. Probably at that time couldn't even buy a ticket, and I'm sitting first class, getting a gin and tonic at 9 a.m. like I own the fucking plane, dude.
I think you're used to this, huh?
Yeah, it was hilarious, man. But yeah, ever since then with him, it's been dope. But he's the one that got us in.
Have you ever built bikes for him before or not?
Nope.
Really interesting. I'm surprised.
Yeah, he was a Arlen guy.
Okay.
He was a big Arlen guy. I think my parents actually bought their first Arlen bike from him. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. And I think they ended up buying 2 more after that.
Oh, that's cool. All right.
So you said the family. Tell me this story.
So my father was selling Freightliners.
Okay.
He becomes friends with Randy. Randy befriends all of us, our whole family. He really said, all right, come Sturgis. So this is how I got it. I think I was 20 at that time. I think they rented an RV or a travel trailer or something, right? So they have a custom bike. They got a Dyna Wide Glide. And at that time, I had a Ninja sport bike.
Nice.
But I wanted to be in the Harley thing, right? So they would ride around the Harley all day with the Hamsters and Randy and that whole group. Then they'd come back, sunset, because my parents aren't huge partiers. Then I'd say, oh, can I take the bike out? Sure. So sun setting, I jump on the bike, shoot into Sturgis, go get kicked out of half the bars on Main Street because I'm not even 21 yet, and come back before sunrise so that they could go on their rides and I'd go and crash out back at the campsite, man.
That's hilarious.
End of the trip, his dad's like, man, we put on some hard miles, didn't we? I don't remember riding this much.
That was my first bike because of Wide Glide. What year Dyno was it?
98.
Mine was in 96.
Yep.
Yeah, 96 Wide Glide. That's too funny.
That they bought one of Arlen's long sweep back choppers, and then FXR, custom FXR.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure my parents have purchased like 4 or 5 bikes from Randy over the years.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, so drove trucks, did oil work, mechanic work. What's the progression after that?
From there, migrated to the cities. Then get introduced to Donnie and that group of people, Whiskey Junction, just an old bar that everyone used to go to, the Joint. Like that was the place to go in Minneapolis if you were a biker. Like there was everything there, right? So then we start riding with them quite a bit because we were living an hour and a half away from there when we first met Randy and got involved with him. We moved to the cities. My parents get a place in Roseville. I'm living on the east side of St. Paul and just riding. I had bought a Harley by then. And man, I love Donnie, man. That was really it. It is when I was 20, 21, 22 by then. And I said, someday I'm going to have Donnie build me a bike. And that was it. That was it. So we're hanging out, doing the thing. And now I'm going to Sturgis and hanging out with the Hamsters. And I'm 21 at the bars, getting hammered, enjoying life. I'm looking around like, holy shit, that's Arlen. Holy shit, that's Kim Suter. Holy shit, that's Kendall Johnson. All these people. I'm like, fuck, this is all these people I see in the magazine. So then years go on, I'm doing that. And finally my father was like, I think it's time for you. And at first I was like, it'd be cool, but I'm 20, in my mid 20s. I'm 25, 26. And these guys are old.
Even by that standard, right?
Yeah. At the
They're
time,
playing their 60s,
I'm
right?
thinking, I'm like, but they ride their asses off. They party. Like riding with Donnie at that time, like you held on.
How old was he? How old was he? 60s probably?
Yeah, he's 80 now, so he's 40 years old. Yeah, he was in his early to mid 60s. But the dude rode like an animal. You just slammed Bacardi diets all night.
Still does.
And he'd jump on his custom chopper and just hammer time. So I'm on my stock motor. It looks cool, but slow as hell, trying to keep up with him. He's on some SNS 111 or something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But that came about and hanging out, and I said, you know what, this is pretty fucking cool. Yeah, I want to do this. And I was 27 when I went before the board, and I got in 2 years later, you know. And but being around the group, man, Donnie and his crew, rest in peace, Bo, he just passed away. He was like a staple in Donnie's shop. Like when you went into Donnie's shop, Bo was on a bar stool just talking shit for hours, and I just couldn't get enough of it, man.
Sure.
Couldn't get enough of it. And then in this is about the same time, in 08 or 09, when I got in, I had Donnie build me a FXR.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I've been kind of engulfed and thankful, man, because my parents, they did a lot. They took me a lot of places when at that time. They're like, yo, you got to go. You got to show up. You know, and by that time I was a full-blown diesel mechanic for Freightliners. So, you know, I had my own living and stuff. But
right.
They really opened my eyes like, okay, you can do this. Let's go to Myrtle Beach.
Sure.
You know, figure it out, get a room, stay somewhere, whatever. But I got to see a lot.
So you hadn't built any bikes at that point in time.
At that point, no.
So you're just an enthusiast, basically.
Yep.
You still have that FXR, by the way? That
yeah.
built for you?
Yeah, I'm going to bury that thing with me, man. I'm going to bury that
What year
thing with
FXR
me.
is it?
It's a custom.
Oh, custom.
Yeah,
nice.
Chopper Guys. It's got a Gems 131 with a turbo.
Nice. Oh, that thing rips.
Yeah. And then Lenny from Crazy Colors, I think was the name of his company. He's older now, too. He's also a guy from the Midwest. Killer painting, like just murals, Day of the Dead murals all over the place.
That's awesome.
Donnie gave me a lot of shit because he didn't want it. He doesn't like black bikes.
He likes more like the purples.
He likes the
and
orange, the purple,
purples,
the grays.
all
And I
that,
said, Donnie, I am not that guy. Like, I want you to build this
You're
bike.
like a Mexican, man.
Yeah,
I like skulls.
I don't want to be out there with this bright ass fucking orange. That's just not me.
Like, I'm not a white guy from the Midwest. I'm a Mexican guy.
Yeah. He was like, fuck. So we kind of met in the middle. Like the outer parts are black and it's silver and gray and white and shit in the middle. But that was funny too, because all of his bikes were bright blue, silver, cranberry, orange, like all bright. And then there's mine, dark.
So you're a diesel mechanic. You're in the Hamsters. Where's the progression getting into the motorcycle? When did that happen?
So during from 2000 to getting in, I never built a full bike. I'd taken bikes all the way to the frame, powder coated them, changed some shit. But when I got in is when I was like, fuck, I got to be able to do this. If I'm going to, be about it, I got to do it. So that's when I really started cutting shit up and playing around, learning how bad my welding was and taking shit apart and figuring out I got way too many parts left after putting it back together. It's like, fuck. So a few trials and errors, right? And then I got an opportunity to move here. So my family bought a house here for a vacation home.
Oh, okay.
And I was kind of at an age where I'm like, what am I going to do with my life now? Things had gone well with the trucks. Started a repair shop back there. And I was like, man, I don't know what I want to do. I don't want to be a diesel mechanic for the rest of my life. Like, I don't like sales because I feel like it's just not me. I could bullshit with the best of them, but I don't want to be forced to have to sell you something.
Yeah.
So by that time, I had done everything in a Freightliner dealership except own it. Service writer, parts guy, shipping and receiving, sales, and that's where I was like, hey, I want to do something different. So I moved here full time in 2011 and sold my house back in Minnesota, gave my brother half of my shit, and brought the other half out. And I just rode my bike for like a month, just getting lost. Just didn't know what I wanted to do, dude. So
Here in Arizona?
Yeah, I was living in Buckeye.
Did you do some cool rides, I take it?
Dude, I got lost everywhere. I know this valley a lot better than most locals, I feel like, dude, because there was no corner that I didn't turn. Even my wife now, she's like, how the hell do you even know where that's at? Well, I got lost. And we were talking to a couple locals the other night. And they said, you know every fucking bar in this valley.
So you got lost in bars, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Lost and thirsty. They go together.
You do. Hey, after riding so many miles, you got to see what's going on everywhere.
By the way, I do like the bar by your place. We'll talk about that later, though. Yeah.
There's a lot of good ones over there. Yeah. I tell people all the time, I can take you to a bar every day of the week, a different one for a month straight. A month straight. We go to a different spot. But anyhow, I'm riding around, trying to figure out what I want to do when I grow up. And then my brother had a bike that needed some reviving. So I took it all apart, changed the color, changed the paint, made some custom shit. I'm like, let's get rid of this. It's outdated. That's when a lot of the billet stuff was really big.
Sure.
So we're like, let's ditch all that old shit and make it cool. So as I was doing that, I was working in the evenings, just opened the garage, lit it up, and started working. A trash guy was driving by in a Republic truck. Stops the truck in the middle of the street. It's like midnight, 1 o'clock at the time. He opens up his door, steps out. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? He said, you work on Harleys? I said, I know how, but I'm just reworking a bike for my brother. Man, I've been looking for a Harley mechanic for so long. So I said, I just said I know how. It doesn't mean I am a Harley mechanic. He's like, well, fuck, man. If I just bring this stuff to you, can you fix it for me? I said, look, you bring me all the stuff, I'll make it happen. We'll go our separate ways, right? We're good. Well, shit, 2 months later, I'm fixing every Harley in the neighborhood. It was like this trash guy knew every fucking person in that neighborhood. So
he's like your sales guy.
Yeah. So next thing I know is bike after bike after bike after bike. And then I'm buying parts from different places, whoever I could find. And one time, just one rubbed me the wrong way. And I was like, I don't need you to cut my balls, dude, but you don't have to be a dick. So after that, I said, you know what? I'm going to start my own. That's how Lane Splitter started.
What year was that?
2011, 12.
12
into 13, yeah.
Wow.
So how long did you work in the garage for?
A year, a little over a year.
Okay. Doing customer bikes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Then I got a spot in Glendale, 54th and Camelback.
Okay.
And did all the buy-in orders and started getting accounts and doing all that stuff. And then grew into a bigger place downtown. That was the old downtown location. And then just recently moved after 11 years to where I'm at now.
Okay.
But yeah, that's how it was, just kind of a whim, man. If the garbage guy would have never stopped by, Lane Splitters probably would have never.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because I had no desire to own a shop.
Right.
I wanted to do it just because I enjoy it. I like making cool shit and I like fast shit. And it was never a career path for me.
Right.
And I was trying to not be a mechanic at that point.
Sure. What do you think you would have done if you didn't go into the motorcycle?
No idea, man. No idea. Because all I ever knew was semis.
Right.
Drove, repo. I repoed for a little while. Delivered, worked on them, sold them. That's all I ever knew. So I never really thought above and beyond that.
Right.
And that's what I was trying to figure out here. Just jump on the bike, cruise, and maybe it'll come to me. And then I even applied at it was Ace Asphalt at the time.
Okay.
On Central. I went down there and I'm like, look, I just want a job. I've been self-employed for X number of years and I just want a job. Just let me clock in, do my job, and get the fuck out of here. She's read my resume and did all that. And she called me back for a second interview. She said, Miguel, you're unhireable. What do you mean I'm unhireable? I've got great tenure. I got great experience. I got education. She's like, no, yeah. You say you want a calm, normal job right now, but based on everything you've done, you'll be fucking quitting in 2 weeks. I was like, I haven't applied anywhere in quite some time, right? But she was like the realest woman ever. She's like, you'll be so fucking bored in this truck. I was just wanted to drop off, dump loads and move on. She's like, you're unhireable. Like you'll be bored out of your fucking mind, and in 2 weeks you'll be coming back saying you quit. So I don't know what you got to do, but figure it out.
But it ain't
So obviously it resonated with you.
Damn, yeah. Damn, okay. Thank you. I feel like I got my ass kicked by this little, little HR lady. I was like, dang,
sounds like it was wise.
Yeah.
Wise advice, huh?
Yeah, I haven't looked back, man. It's crazy. And things changed, COVID hit.
Right.
I became a dad again.
Congrats.
Thank you. That was another one, I think, where I was like, fuck. She's 6. She just turned 6. And I said, I got to do something. And I love motorcycles. I love it.
Yeah.
It's funny because my guys always laugh at my tags and all that. I'm like, dude, this is all real though. I'm a full timer. There's no going home and working till midnight. I work it from the moment I wake up until the moment I fall asleep.
You hustle, man. We've seen you in Sturgis. Holy shit. You're there. I mean, I didn't even see it. A lot of the hamster stuff.
Sometimes
you're
work
busy.
From 9 a.m. until 2 a.m. some days there.
Putting in stereos, right?
Stereos, our own merch, mingling, talking to different people. And now it's starting to get more into working different relationships. Like low key, I have an exhaust we're working on right now.
Nice.
Some different stuff that it's probably long overdue.
Sure.
But maybe I wasn't ready back then, still into getting lost in bars and riding to places that nobody knew.
Sure. Now this hat I'm wearing, actually, I had you guys design it for me in Sturgis.
Yeah, we had our
3-4 years ago.
We had our
made to order. Yeah.
Yeah, our machine right there on site. Yeah, that was my brother. Another big part of it.
He came back, right? To you? Yeah.
Yep. So my brother, myself, and my cousin are kind of the driving force behind Lane Splitters. They don't let me, not necessarily give up, but I get antsy. I get bored sometimes. I need to do something different. And between them and a couple of other peers, they're like, "Hey man, chill out. Just focus on what you're doing. You're fine. You're good." Because I always want to. I can do that too. I can do that too.
So is that why you got a tattoo shop at your place? Because of your different interests?
What's that about? Yeah, that was exactly. I was like, you know what? This is fucking cool. I like this. I can do this. Then I realized how much of a pain in the ass tattoo artists were. I'm like, dude, you fucking make a good bunch of money and then you'll disappear for a week or two. And I'm like, dude, don't you want to make more money, dude? But I got tired of babysitting. It was just another form of babysitting.
Sure.
So now I just do it for my personal friends and regular clients.
You personally do it?
Yeah.
I didn't know you were the guy.
Dude, that was during COVID too.
Really?
Yeah, it was the same thing. I was like, man, what happened? Well, obviously all the walk-in traffic stopped, right? Nobody could go anywhere. At that time, I didn't have a huge online presence, which I missed the mark on because everyone was making money and they just go online and buy shit.
Sure.
So I didn't have that. I was like, I got to figure something out. So I'd work on the regular people's, customers' bikes. And another friend of mine was like, "Hey, dude, you ever tattooed?" I'm like, "No." So he's like, "Man, let me set this up." Set up his machine. I tattoo his leg, and he's like, "You motherfucker, you're actually pretty good."
He actually let you tattoo his leg without any experience.
Yeah.
Damn, that's brave.
He's got some friends, man. I'll tell you.
Yeah, man.
Did you get to design it too, or were you free?
We just picked something.
Okay.
Some kind of stencil, and I tattooed his leg, and he's like, "You can do this." 3 weeks later, I'm tattooing out of his shop.
Oh my god!
On the side, and I loved it.
Yeah.
That was like a really good balance between mechanic and not mechanic.
Sure.
It took me away from having to think about what am I going to do here? What am I going to do with that? And then I can just be creative. Like people would let me draw. I've been able to draw pretty much my whole life.
That's cool.
So it wasn't like, I'm a stick figure person.
Right. Yeah.
But I picked it up fast and I never said no. I was tattooing heads, hands, everything you can think of. Some things I don't want to remember.
But those are always the people you don't want to see, right?
Those are the ones you bid so high in hopes that they say no, but 9 times out of 10 they're like, "Okay."
Why not?
Like, "Okay, this is only worth it because I'm getting paid a lot."
So you sounds like no formal education with you didn't go to MMI, you didn't go to art school. Everything you've done, you're just kind of self-taught.
Full blown mechanic, man. Just doing
awesome.
it, taking shit apart, knowing. I mean, honestly, a lot of it's common sense.
Right.
Like, it is. You do have to be mechanically inclined. Like,
Right.
I know, no diss to MMI, man, but I know a lot of guys that come out of MMI that don't know shit.
Right.
Like, it's bad.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah, for going to Harley school and you don't know the difference between an Evo, a Sportster, and an M8. I'm like, dude.
Did you hire some of them by accident?
A couple.
Learn the hard way?
Over the years, yeah. I had one dude. I went to MMI, worked in the shop. Dude, he was 3 hours later, still working on a Sportster clutch. I'm like, all right, let's talk about this real quick. You went to MMI? I said, yeah. I said, well, what did you do? Well, I said, you didn't go to MMI, you fucker. I said, I know guys who never went to school can change a clutch in about 35 minutes. So
On a sporty.
Oh, it was bad. And then, I had one guy who actually had potential, but he couldn't move a bike. I felt bad for that kid.
What do you mean? He's too
He was
skinny
just too
or what?
small.
Too
Yeah.
small.
Oh, so he couldn't walk a
He
bike on the
couldn't walk
rack
a
or off
bike
the
on
rack?
it. Yeah. That was probably one of the few that was like, damn, you would have been good.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't do it.
Can't
at the
him an
time.
assistant to move a bike on and
Right,
off every
right.
day long.
Exactly. I had a good guy, Mike. He was really good. He went to MMI. But, in my experience, out of 10 that I had at the shop, only 2 of them were actually could
Wow.
work on a bike.
Are they so good they leave, or you just didn't have enough work for them, or what caused?
One dude moved back east, and
Yeah.
Mike, he got into a really bad wreck.
Oh, did he?
And yeah, he was on a test ride, and somebody cut him off downtown. And after he got his bearings back about him, he's like, dude, I'm going to move back home by my family.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I don't blame you, man. He felt bad.
Yeah.
That was hard. He's like, Miguel, I don't want to disappoint you, but I got to go. I said, man, you saw your life. You were out 3 weeks. He was in a coma.
Holy moly.
Yeah. And I said, go be with your family.
Yeah.
Now he owns a shop in Tennessee.
Good
He's
for
killing
him.
it. Yep.
We get a lot of we get a lot of clients to get where they're mechanics and they get hit on test rides.
Yeah.
It happens way more than you think.
Yeah.
It's crazy here, the numbers you have of MMI of success versus failures.
It's bad.
And you start thinking about other professions, doctors.
Everything.
You have no clue. You just show up to get service done, bike, body, mouth, teeth, who knows what it is. And that guy might have been the flunky. He might have been that Van Wilder, and you're walking in trusting him.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of liability on you too, because it's your name. So they fuck up on a bike. You can get something tires not put on the right way or
real shit. That really hurt. It did hurt my business for a solid 2 years.
Yeah.
Where guys were they weren't doing the work, and I'm out trying to grow it. I come back and I hear about a disaster where the handlebars came down on a customer as they're riding home because they didn't tighten the bars.
Jesus.
Yeah. So shit like that, dude, it really wears on you, and that's where I'm at, or I was like, man, I don't want to do it anymore. Because every time one of these guys touches something, if they fuck up, I'm on the hook.
Right.
And at some point your luck runs out.
That's true.
So I don't want to deal with an insurance case where they're on a test ride. They kill somebody because they didn't tighten down handlebars. Like that kind of shit's heavy.
Right.
Like I don't miss those times. And that's kind of part of the pivot in what I'm doing now is to get away from the maintenance stuff.
Yeah.
One, I don't want to do it anymore. I've been doing it long enough.
Right.
But two, to minimize the liability because things are different now, dude. You don't. It's not what it was 20 years ago.
They'll put you out of business if you have one claim. You're done. No insurance, nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. So now that me being me now, I'm like, fuck. I don't really want to deal with any of that. Let me see how I can maneuver here.
Sure.
And that's kind of where I'm exiting the stage on the maintenance stuff.
So you the only mechanic at your shop?
No, I have one other one now. Yeah.
So
There's only 3 of us.
3? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like you're getting more parts production and some
Parts production, the audio side, and the brand itself. I'm really this year taking the brand to another level. Yeah,
merchandise.
Merchandise.
You got a great brand. Yeah.
Yeah. The name, it hits a lot of different points. you know, our style is different.
Yep.
We definitely, and that's where I say you take my cousin, myself, and my brother, we're completely 3 different people. Like we are completely different people.
Y'all are
How you
hilarious when
different?
you're together. I'll tell you
Oh,
that.
after a few drinks, it's really crazy.
How you different? What different? What
Our
describe?
style,
Okay.
you know, our style, our interests, our flavor. But when we come together on stuff, it's fire.
Yeah.
And whether it's women's or you know, men's, it doesn't matter. Kids. And because I've been a mechanic my whole life, it was really hard for me to see past that. Like I was just telling Lyle, I haven't touched a wrench in probably like a month, maybe even 2.
Okay.
Because I've been working on designs. I've been working on the website. I've been working on, you know, different avenues to get this shit together for the brand, you know, and doing that now, I'm like, dang, this is pretty good, you know, and people from all over the country that we see every year, they're like, hey man, I want to order 3 more hats. Or hey man, let me that glow in the dark windbreaker that you guys did. I need 3 of them, you know? So that's kind of like reinforcing. I'm like, dang, this is just people that we know. Imagine if we actually did have the right setup and online and being relevant. Because I've never been an advertiser, even in the beginning. Like I don't. It's all been word of mouth.
You can actually do it now on the cheap. Like the guys that rent a space for me next door, Anime, that Japanese clothing.
Yep.
They did $4 million in revenue. 2nd year next door.
Wow.
Year 1, $1 million. Year 2, 4. And all they do is advertise on Instagram and TikTok. And they put together ads, and then they fill the orders, and it's limited drops.
Yep.
I mean, it's
a
all
new
about
wave,
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
It's a new wave.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at now. I'm like, man, are people like our shit already? Why not make it more available to them?
Sure.
You know, you don't have to go to Sturgis, so to speak, to buy our shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I'm following that.
That's smart.
I'm running with it.
We had Cruzy on previously, and he's doing the same thing. They do limited parts drops. They do shirts, clothes. They do a little bit of bike work, but they're less and less mechanic work, more building bikes to showcase parts, right?
Yeah.
To sell parts,
definitely.
but same thing, just like leveraging social media to make a living, and it's crazy.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. You think of brands like Supreme,
right?
Rebel 8, like these guys made empires.
Right.
They built empires on material.
Right.
It's wild. And like look at Anime.
Yeah.
From 1 to 4.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild, man. You got guys busting their ass to try to make their first million.
I know. 2 brothers, in their 30s.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They found a niche and market the shit out of it, and now they're spending more money on marketing, but yeah, it's crazy.
See, and I never did that before.
Yeah.
I never marketed. It was just word of mouth. You're so-and-so's buddy.
Yeah.
And I've been able to I've been self-employed since 03. Motorcycles since 12.
Yeah.
So always found a way, right?
Yeah,
sure.
But now it's just getting smarter about it and not having to bust my dick day in and day out, hour after hour.
Yeah.
You know, my first daughter, I missed a lot of her life because I was like getting home after she was asleep and leaving before she woke up. You know, that kind of shit. When you now later on, I'm like, I'm not going to do that again. You know, I can't get that back. Can't get that back. So that's part of the new era of Lane Splitters now is branding, fewer events, but bigger ones with the audio. I still dyno tune quite a bit too. That's another one I like to do.
Sure.
I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah.
Tuning a bike and tuning audio. I don't know, man. It just it works for me.
How'd you get into this? I know you're big with Cicada, right?
Yep.
How did you get connected with those guys?
We got connected through a mutual guy who knew their sales manager.
Okay.
So we had met them that way. And then fast forward a year or so, just a random phone call asking to give him a hand with a bike that somebody committed to. It was at a shop on the east side. And that shop took it apart the bike was in pieces, and they basically told one of their guys, like, I can't finish it, pick it up. This was during bike week. So I said, you know what, bring the bike over. I'll get it done for you, and I'll deal with the customer. Don't worry about it. So at midnight, bike gets towed to my shop. I meet the guy down there, unload it, boxes of parts, like literally in pieces. And ended up making a client happy customer, and he was from out of state, which was even worse. He was from Indiana. And I got it together. Got it shipped back to the customer. He went back home. Obviously, bike week was over. Got it together, and ever since then, that solidified the relationship with them. You know, so now, like last year, we did 7 events installing for them all over the country.
What's like Sturgis your biggest?
Milwaukee was actually bigger than Sturgis.
So how many bikes were you doing like at Milwaukee?
We can do up to like 20, 22 installs, which is not big in the grand scheme of things but for a company my size, that's pretty big.
Over how many days?
Over 5.
You do about 4 or 5 a day?
Mm-hmm. Just depends on because we did the Ozarks, we did Milwaukee, we did Sturgis, we did Tennessee, we did Durango, here. Yeah, it just depends. Like there's that's another market, man. I had no idea how many people love audio.
Yeah.
I had no idea how many brands there are out there of actual companies that, I mean, I knew of Cicada and I knew of like Rockford.
Yeah.
JL's another one, right?
That's what I knew. And Boom Audio, right? That comes with your Harley, out of the box. But that's what I knew, audio.
Yeah. Over the last couple of years, a lot of them, they've been audio for a long time. They're just starting to jump into the bikes now because they're seeing it more. Like Serwin Vega and
They're Diamond one?
Diamond. Yeah.
Somebody was telling me about Diamond a while ago, and I had no clue, never heard of them.
Yeah.
Yep. They've been around forever. And it's funny to say, but they all know each other.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
You know, on the backside. They either work together at one time at the same place, maybe coming up, and then they own now, you know, so
that's crazy.
They all know each other on the backside, but a lot of them that weren't motorcycle specific have now kind of dabbled into it, coming from car audio. That's why you didn't hear about them, because they really didn't cater to motorcycles at all.
Yeah. So are most of these people just like pre-ordering, or are they at the rally? They see you and they're like, "Oh, I got to get that done."
Both.
I see both.
Yeah, both. Yeah, it just depends. Like Milwaukee, we had 5 pre-ordered already, and then after that, once people hear it, though, they jump on it. And also where I'm at, like I don't want to deal with shit.
Sure.
So if it's a shit product, there's no reason for me to put it on.
Right.
So when I heard Cicada the first time, I was like, damn, that stuff's pretty good.
Sure.
And then learning and then talking to them and kind of seeing how it all came about and was developed. Like, damn, this guy's smart motherfucker.
Sure.
And now I install there mostly. I do Diamond decks, but Cicada speakers, man, they're on a whole nother level. But they were the first brand I can say that was only motorcycles. Like,
oh, for real?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So when they're a young company, 4 years, I want to say 4 or 5 years. But it's motorcycle specific.
Gotcha.
And I'm not saying, I can't say that, you know, where they're going to be in 5 years. They might do everything in 5 years, but from their inception, it's just been motorcycles.
Which is cool because, like you said, all the other companies, like for example, I have a good friend that works at Rockford.
Mm-hmm.
I've known of Rockford because of cars.
Mm-hmm.
Then I bought a boat. My boat had a Rockford system already in it from the factory.
Yeah.
Had no clue.
Yeah.
But to hear they start theirs.
Yep. But they also used to work for Diamond. They also used to work for Rockford. You know, that's why I mean they're all tied in.
Yeah.
In one way or another, or have worked together.
Sounds to me like they need a lane splitter limited edition. So
I'm telling you. We got some stuff coming, my man.
Good.
We got some stuff coming.
You know what's funny? I was talking with my wife just the other day. We were driving in the car, and she's got a Bronco, and so it's loud. So you hear everything on the road. She doesn't care. And she goes, "You never hear big old subwoofers anymore." I'm like, "It's because the speakers got better. We don't need distorted."
Right.
Well, unless you like rap, like hip hop, a little bump in the hip hop. You know? A little 90s hip hop. Still good to have some
a little bass knob to turn up and down when you need it.
Yeah. That's cool.
The speakers now are on a whole nother level, man. When you can hear this stuff, like I have bag lids. I never was really a music guy on my bike. I like loud motors and I like fast bikes.
Yeah.
Now I see myself at 110, have my speakers turned up. I'm like, this is pretty fucking cool.
Makes you go faster.
Yeah. When that's what before, dude, you couldn't hear the shit after 50.
Yeah.
Let alone on the freeway, right?
Yeah.
Now, 110, you can hear crystal clear.
Is there a demo, like a certain demographic that's more inclined to, because again, a lot, like back in the day, like a lot of my friends, African-American friends, they were into the,
you can say brothers, man.
The brothers, all right. Dave's one. He's next door.
No, hold on. You can say brothers. He can't say brothers.
Well, Dave, I have a brother-in-law. I can no anyway. But typically that was it, right? It was big sound systems, like especially when I go East Coast Florida, friends of mine now. Now it seems like it's a little more mainstream, right?
Everybody, man. Yeah. Everybody. I will say the East Coast, it's more prominent to have more of a show system. Yeah. Like them things are insane.
They crack open the hatches and everything's fiberglassed in.
Yeah, that is much, much more relevant in the East Coast. But as far as audio in general, everyone. This dude had to have been early 80s too, in a trike. Poor guy could barely walk, dude. But he wanted the loudest stereo. He's like, I don't give a shit if it has bass or not. I want my whole neighborhood to hear this trike. Sure as shit. What's that? Alan Coe? Who's that artist? Edgar?
Oh yeah.
It's a country artist.
Coe, yeah, you know him. Ethan Coe.
An old school guy?
Yeah. I don't know. There's a country guy.
Yeah.
Country guy. He turned that shit so loud. Put his cane on the back little rest thing. Rode his trike out of there.
David Allen Coe.
Yes.
David Allen Coe.
Is he old or is he new? I don't know.
He's old. He's old. David Allen Coe, yeah.
He sets his cane in the back, jumps on his trike, and just rides out of the venue, blasting the shit out of it.
That's awesome.
And this dude's in his 80s, man. I mean, I don't know. It gives you an example.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't matter. It's everybody.
Well, and the speakers, though, to your point, when you talk about the development of the cones and everything else, you don't need a huge built-out...
No.
Where your bags are all speakers, all sub, your fairings all amp, all... The way they've got them... I saw a guy just last week. I was in California, and the guy cruised by me and was thumping, and you wouldn't know... I mean... In the lids, in the fairing, that was it. You didn't see anything. It looked like a normal bike, but man, you heard him thumping.
Yeah, you don't need a fraction. And I talk people out of it all the time. I'm like, look, man, I know you want uppers, lowers, rear, lids, everything. You don't need that much.
Yeah.
I've seen systems where it's just 2 speakers in the bags and 2 6.5s up front that you can hear a ways out.
I was at, I don't know if it was at the Pirouette's Paint Show, one of the shows where you set up a couple years ago, and they had some tricked out baggers there, and they were playing the music. I mean, I felt like I was in a studio or something. It was that clean and loud and just crisp. I don't know if it was the bike. The bike had tons of work done to it, but I couldn't believe how loud it could project from that little area there. Just nuts. Nuts.
It's only getting bigger. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But a lot of East Coast stuff. Like you go to a sound comp, it's insane. Missouri was cool.
So they compete against each other. It's interesting.
I liked Missouri better, the Ozarks, because we were on, I don't remember, it's Osage Beach on the main street. And there was this group of guys that they would just, it was kind of like having a DJ on site.
Yes.
So this bike would play a song and then he'd fade it out. And then this guy would bring his up. And it would just rotate between 4 or 5 bikes. Yeah. Dude, that was like the life of the party on that street.
Is that Lake of the Ozarks?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know about that event, and we did it a couple years ago. Hopefully Lionel will bring us back once we get some more coverage in that area. But I got a call from Dave Perowitz, and he's sitting on a boat. I'm like, what the hell are you doing on a boat? He's like, it's what everyone does. We cruise on boats. I'm like, this is a motorcycle rally. He's like, yeah, but we all hang out on boats as well. So I've never been to it, but Lionel told me about it. I heard it's a really good event.
It's got to go.
Yeah,
it's good.
I call it the Quiet Giant, man.
Yeah.
It's a Quiet Giant. It's a good time. Motorcycles everywhere, boats everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, take a day or two and just kind of bounce around on the boat. It's rad.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Did you do like the Ozarks? I mean, did you do Bikers, Brews, and Barbecue as well?
I did not do that one. I came home.
No,
because I'd been on the road for a long time.
Sure.
I was like, fuck, I'm not doing another one.
That's a good event.
I've heard that
too.
one's good too, though.
At Pig Trail Harley, yeah.
Mhm.
So that's good to hear that the audio world is strong in the motorcycle
It's
industry.
insane. Like we shipped to California quite a bit, shipped to
But, okay,
New Mexico.
Not just here in Phoenix though, but tell me, what other shops are hanging their hat like you are on it?
On audio.
On the that
just
audio performance.
alone.
I mean, you're not. I know you're not audio alone, but I'm just saying. But
I don't know one per se right now.
because I think there's an art to audio. I mean, anybody can buy a system and learn to plug it in and wire and be done and say, yeah, there you go. But if you can't tune it, if you can't set it right,
That's the
I mean,
big
you're
difference.
pissing into the wind at this point. So
yeah, that's the biggest difference. Where people say, well, his system's louder, but it's less wattage. His is tuned properly. It's the right combo. And that's where he goes back to what you're saying. You don't need 15 fucking speakers, guys. You can do so much with 4 if it's done well and tuned properly.
Sure.
You know, that was a big one in Milwaukee and Sturgis, where guys had these phenomenal $5,000 systems, but they sounded like shit. All it was tuning.
Really?
All it was tuning. And that's why I like it, because it's a different version of tuning a motor.
yeah,
Sure.
You know, when I'm on the dyno, I'm looking at all the data, putting it together, right? Getting the max out of it. Same thing with the audio. When I'm tuning an audio system, I'm looking at these frequencies and bars and all kinds. I'm like, okay, well, you need to bring this down a little bit, bring this up.
Do you have a go-to song for tuning audio? Is it like Stairway to Heaven or something?
No.
Or is it like the ABCs or something? Like I could just see Miguel like, this is my jam.
Straight out of Compton.
It's ABBA.
Straight out of Compton.
It's Mamma Mia. That's what he rocked out
Dude,
to.
if people listen to my playlist, they'd be so lost. They'd be so lost. I can go from Metallica to Prince in one song to the next, man.
Nice.
It's-
All right.
Yeah, I love oldies. But when tuning, you got to use either remastered shit or newer music,
stuff,
which is
yeah.
recorded at better quality.
Better
Yeah,
quality, so you get it clean.
Because that's how you can tell a good stereo from a not so good one. If all the songs sound the same,
Yeah.
not likely tuned right.
Interesting.
Because if you play an older song that
Not
they
recorded
just
the same.
didn't have the
Right.
recording system, right? It sounds like an older song.
course,
And all of a
yeah.
sudden you play a newer remaster, that shit's in your face that you can't turn the volume up all the way. You're like, yeah, there's the difference.
Wow.
What's that really expensive? Macintosh. Is that stuff worth it? Like that audio stuff called, have you heard of Macintosh?
Mhm.
Have you heard of that? It's like super
You
high
said
end.
Macintosh. I think of the old school computers.
Yeah, I
like,
was
Yeah,
thinking
but
like
there's
the
also-
floppy disk.
Yeah, but no, they make Macintosh high-end audio equipment, stackers, and it's super expensive. But I didn't know if it's that much better.
Mhm.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but
This is the other thing too, and this is why I kind of migrated or hung on to Cicada or latched on. I don't know what you want to call it, but the motorcycle specific. It's made for open air, so
Right.
it's just another science of audio.
Oh yeah.
A car speaker is gonna sound great in a car in an enclosed space.
right.
Well, you put a motorcycle speaker in a car, doesn't sound as good. Yeah, you're like moving around like, how come it sounds? And with stuff we do, we can make an open air. If you want to impress everyone around you, we can do that. But if you really want the experience of you're sitting in a fucking surround sound, it's not going to sound the same when you step out of that.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, you got delayed timing, you got all kinds of shit that you can adjust, right? Well, the true experience is right where the rider's seat is,
Right.
and I can adjust for that. And that's the same thing. It's just tuning.
Yeah.
Where those speakers are going to hit you faster than these or slower than these ones, so you got to time it all out. Well, you step away from that, and you're like, hey, that doesn't sound as good. So it's a thing.
Science.
Interesting.
Yeah, it
Interesting.
is. Yeah, it's a trip, man.
That's crazy.
Where you step in front of that speaker and it blows your face off, and you step away and you're like, oh, that's not so bad, but it doesn't sound as good.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So we talked about what you're doing work wise. Like, what do you do for obviously for fun? You like to ride. What are some
He
of your
bar
like-
hops, didn't you hear?
Yeah,
He's a
yeah,
frequent
yeah,
every
yeah.
bar here in the state.
Me and my brother and my cousin are really good at bar hopping.
Nice.
We'll find the shittiest bar in
Yeah.
the country and turn it into a blast.
Well, I heard a rumor that you did some bar hopping, but outside of the country.
Oh man.
So I know we're both hamsters. I'm new to the organization. Super excited. You're obviously one of the guys that's been around a long time. And I heard there was a hamster event, and I went to it 2 years ago in San Diego. Missed it this year, but tell us about that experience.
Man, that's a great time. We ride down into Ensenada, actually Puerto Nuevo.
Yeah.
And have lobster tacos, tequila, drinks. Great ride, beautiful weather. All the guys from San Diego put on a really, really good event, man.
Yeah.
And it's so simple. Yeah. And I think that's what makes it so much fun, dude. We have a blast. Whether we're pulled over on the side of the road taking shots out of a flask or just bullshitting looking at the ocean, dude. It was a riot. It was the way back. It was after coming back where, I mean, all the hats came off, and I've never drank that much wine in my life. It was, what was Camus?
You were with Nick. That's why. Yeah.
We were with
Nick's like Camus.
Nick and Anthony.
Yeah.
And Grady was there. There's all kinds of us, but man, we ended up leaving our bikes, which I rarely do.
Oh, in Mexico.
And Ubering from Anthony's place.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was fun. And it ended up downtown. I don't even know if I should talk about that, but
downtown San Diego? Or
okay. Yeah, it ended up back in downtown San Diego, and I was like, what the fuck are we doing here? But 3 bars later, making friends all over the place. Might have been out of our age range too, but
that's all right.
We had a blast, man.
Y'all were going up and down, weren't you?
Yes, up and down. We're like, what? Okay, cool. All right, here we go.
I get a text from Nick like probably 3 days before. He's like, Miguel and I are going to San Diego. You should come. And I'm like, you're out of your mind. I go, I'm not. I know with those two, I'm going to be in trouble. And of course, I already had plans for the weekend, but I know you guys rode up there, right? And then rode back, and had a great time. So
we didn't run out of gas this time like we did last year, so that was good.
Was there anytime we were with Nick, there's some adventure, nothing happened?
Nothing. I think I can say.
There's still a statue.
There's always something with Nick.
I will say we made it back alive. We didn't run out of gas, and we had a great fucking time.
Everything else, yeah.
The
police.
We don't want to talk about those guys.
Well, I heard some of the guys from the Midwest even came out for that.
Hoffman and his buddy.
Everybody loves it.
Oh, dude. All of our eyes were. A couple of us might have had Forrest Whitaker eye. We were kind of drank so much.
See, I was smart. I went last year, but I actually just went back to the hotel. I went back to the hotel room after the dinner because, anything that happens after dinner,
I did that last year too. I did. I don't remember. I think because we were kind of well on our way. This year.
Yeah, you went crazy this year.
Yeah, we ended up going crazy. Right. But it was fun. We mobbed back. And Nick and I'm surprised we didn't run out of gas, because when you're banging 130 for 98 miles straight, the gas goes quick.
Would you come back Sunday? So you came back Sunday.
We came back Sunday. Yeah. That took some talking too. We almost ended up at the beach. We're at breakfast, hungover as fuck. And we're like, should we go to the beach? I'm like, no, Nick. Well, maybe just a little bit. I'm like, no, we're gonna end up there till
he would have stayed
till Wednesday.
He would have stayed. I guarantee.
Yeah,
him, he would have been like, "Fuck it, let's just stay."
Yeah, if I was like, man, I have a schedule trying to stick to, and I know Sunday turns into Wednesday. No, let's go.
That's true.
Let's go.
That's true. Never a dull moment with Nick. That's for sure.
It was a blast. And I've been blessed enough too with him. We've done that so many places in this country, man.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Yeah.
And why I do. I love motorcycles.
Sure.
I love riding.
Yeah.
When you take a group of guys, whether it's 1 or 10.
Yeah.
This is where we're going. This is where we're gonna hang out, and everyone kind of rolls with it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not real good at making plans, so
no.
The best events and times and those in that setting are unplanned. Like we did a PCH ride. No idea where we were staying. No idea where the end was or the destination. We just knew we wanted to go up the PCH.
Threw a leg over and
It's
rolled.
the journey. That's awesome.
It was the best. It was like a week, 5 days.
Was that recent or a while ago?
A couple years ago. Yeah. It was just fun.
That's
Beginning
awesome.
to end.
Yeah.
Cool scenery, cool people.
Yeah.
We were camping in the middle of Northern California.
Nice.
Yeah, and I partook in some extracurricular activities. Felt like I was melting into a picnic table.
Would that be peyote or mushrooms? Or a little bit
Both.
of both.
But it was awesome.
The trees start walking.
Yeah, we woke up next day. All of us were there. Like, all right, let's keep going north.
That's awesome.
Just random stuff like that, man.
Redwood, did you get into the redwoods at all?
What's that? Yeah.
Did you get into the redwoods?
That's cool. We rode all through there.
That's badass.
But that's the kind of stuff I really like.
Yeah.
Just, hey, we're going. If you can make it, cool. If you can't, cool.
Yeah.
And hit the road, man.
That's
hit
cool.
the road. We did one to Little Rock, Arkansas one time for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
We did one to... The next one I want to do, I think, is like Idaho or Montana.
Yeah, beautiful country.
Yeah, just to say, let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Those backwood places where they don't get a lot of visitors.
Sure.
You know, you pull in and sometimes they're not as welcoming as you'd hope them to be. But, you know, you figure it out.
Win them over.
Yeah, you figure it out.
So do you do more like just, you don't do like bigger rides? You just kind of you and a couple guys just go have fun?
Yeah, it's a lot easier. I've done a lot of big rides from coast to coast and waiting for people.
Sure.
You know, and if I'm the one who's organizing it, I just let them know this is the direction we're going.
Yeah.
Okay. If we stop, we'll shoot you a message.
Right.
You know, if you don't get a message from us, that means we're still going.
Yeah.
Don't try to keep up. If you don't ride that way, don't ride that way now.
Yep.
Sure.
You know, we always make sure there's at least 2 people that kind of have a better sense of where we're at.
Yeah.
You know, in case something does happen, they're like, well, follow him. He knows exactly which way we're going.
You know what? Those are the rides that I like the most because then you sit back at the hotel or wherever you're at campfire and it's like, well, what did you see? Yeah. Oh, dude, we got into this. You what?
Yep.
And, you know, everyone has a different story on the same road, the same path of travel. But it's like, we're all going to leave here. We're meeting there.
Exactly.
And then what'd you find on the way there?
Yeah. I have a buddy, Moser, a guy I went to high school with. This guy can turn a 2-hour ride into a 20-hour ride. He stops and sees and talks to every fucking thing and every person. So we just know. We call him slow-mo.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he's on a ride with us, we just don't even bother. If he disappears, I promise you he'll figure it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure as shit, we'll all be in the bar wherever we end up, hanging out, you know, in our shorts and flip-flops. And here comes Moser. Just look like just shit all over his face, bugs, helmet on the back. He's like, that was an awesome day.
Just happy.
Yep.
That's cool.
And then you have other ones that are like, dude, I just want to get there fast.
Yeah,
like,
rip
cool.
and go. Yeah.
So that I love that. I love that. There's plenty of big rides and they're fun too. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for me, it's those kind of just random. Let's just go. You know, it works.
Yeah.
So, of course, we've talked your history and that. Tell me a little bit, like, do you have an end-all, be-all greatest builder? Like past, present, doesn't matter, living, you know, whatever.
Ooh, that's
but
hard.
somebody you know or just to you, who's the tops?
I don't, man. I think growing up, Arlen, because his style. But now that I do what I do and I'm involved and know, like there's different levels to it. And this is where I get into this conversation a lot. Some guys call themselves builders. And for me, it's a refined question. Like if you can't weld or if you can't rebuild a motor or if, you know, you don't know what to do with a transmission that's in a bunch of pieces, I find that hard. Like you can be an assembler. That, you know, that's where I kind of like, I have guys and people that I look up to and I admire for things that they do more so than using the word builder.
Yeah.
Because I know some great fabricators, phenomenal fabricators that put together bikes, but if something goes wrong with the bike, they have no idea where to fucking start. Like it broke down and I don't know what to do. But they can weld. they can put together shit like it's unmatched.
Is there someone that you know that does everything, that can fabricate, build, create, design?
Yeah, his name's Miguel. He runs a shop.
Yeah.
He'll do audio as well.
I'll put it this way. I'll put it this way. There's guys like, I don't know if you've heard this guy, Trevelin.
Who?
Trevelin.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Superco, East LA.
Okay.
I don't know if he's doing it anymore. Like, I don't know him personally, but I always admired his style.
Okay.
Simple, clean, like to the point, cool shit. You got guys like Nick, started as a mechanic, has way more drive than a lot of people. I mean, he's an animal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Building this phenomenal company and everything he does, it's his style. Mm. I admire Nick a lot because of what he's accomplished and where he's going. Like, he's not ending anytime soon.
Sure.
Paul.
Yeah.
Dude, Paul's vision when he sees a bike, where his mind goes with it, in lines, in paint, in useful components, is phenomenal. Yeah. Like, I really like when I see his stuff, and I'll be honest, a lot of shit that on my bike is Paul's because his flow and
his artistry.
Just,
yeah.
He's an artist.
Yeah.
Right. Donnie, man, I don't know if you've ever seen a bike come out of Donnie's spot, but the attention to detail is fucking ridiculous. Like, so much that every wire is exactly the same, like lined perfectly. It just, his attention to detail is stellar. Smooth, all of his metal work, like all the shit that comes out of, that's what really intrigued me. When you lifted a custom seat off of a Donnie bike, you knew it was a Donnie's bike. It was stellar. It was almost too good to cover up, and I could go on and on, man. There's there's a lot of people, but each one I take something different from. Of course. Yeah, and I feel like some of them are better at things than others, right?
Right.
So I being around so long as I have, and the things I've seen, I can't really say there is one. A king of custom passed away, in my mind.
Right.
And he was that. He took it to a whole nother level. His legacy is never ending.
Sure.
But everyone that's still around, you have garage builders that can put together some wild stuff.
Sure.
Born Free is really good for that. There's a lot of guys in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Maybe don't have a name.
Right, but still are very talented.
Man, they are so talented.
Yeah.
A long-winded answer to a short question, but I don't have one. There's each one has their talents, and I feel like each one is better at a certain element than from the ground up. But I will say this: there's a lot of builders out there that say they're builders and they couldn't build shit. They put together a lot of off-the-shelf pieces,
or other people do it for them on their behalf. Yeah.
That's.
I know a guy who's a builder, legit builder, fabricates all that stuff. I was talking to him. I was at his shop. Won't say who he is, right? I go, man, that's a beautiful bike you're building over here. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, it's gonna be a show winner. I'm like, where are you putting it in? He's like, oh, I'm not. And he's like, and you never saw that bike. I'm like, what do you mean I never saw that bike? He's like, no, I'm getting paid to build that bike so somebody else can claim that they built that bike.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, crazy. And I can't let anybody know. He's like, you're cool about it. He's like, but there's guys like that
there's a lot of
they
guys
want to
like
be the guy that say, I built it, I did it, and they're willing to pay the money to somebody else for some shut up money.
Yep.
So that they can say,
yep. I don't like at all. It irritates me when like, walk in showboat builder, like I did this. I'm like, no, you didn't. I know you didn't.
Yeah.
I know who put that thing together. And
you can always see their fingerprints.
Nature of the beast.
You can see their style to it.
100%.
And it's either, okay, if you did it, then you ripped that guy off.
Yep.
Because what you did is exactly what he's done as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And it goes both ways too. There's builders who have zero style.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a guy who will build you a fucking phenomenal piece of artistry, but it's ugly as fuck.
Right. Outrun anything and everything.
100%.
Or it looks beautiful, but it's not functional, right? Or it's not mechanically sound, right?
You mean all show, no go?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
So, it's hard, man, because you got guys who come in to the scene, so to speak, and they see who's Insta famous or has the following. They're like, oh, look at that, it's fucking rad. He knows everything, and not knowing he doesn't know a fucking thing.
Yeah,
he's just really good on camera.
Right, he's good to promote himself on social media. Not that we're naming any names.
No,
listen, I didn't hear a name.
There's just a lot of it.
You can draw your own conclusions.
So this is kind of a good segue. So what would you say is the best part of the industry, or being part of the industry, and the worst part of being in the motorcycle industry or business?
I'll start with the worst. Posers.
Okay.
Culture vultures.
Okay.
It's inevitable in everything.
Okay.
These people come in and they have huge fucking followings and they don't know a fucking thing, and they bought their bike 6 months ago.
Okay.
But they claim to be industry leaders.
Sure.
They claim to be OGs in the game. Yeah, man, I hate hearing that too. I'm an OG. I said, not really, because we go scroll back to your MySpace. You weren't even fucking around on two wheels, you know? So not really an OG.
Yeah.
You know, my favorite thing is the camaraderie amongst people that love it.
Sure.
It's not so much look at me.
Right.
Let's just have a good fucking time and talk and do and build and ride motorcycles.
Sure.
You know, I have way more respect for a dude who's like, I didn't build the motherfucker. I don't know shit about it, but I love riding it. And
that would be me.
Hey, but you're honest about it.
Yeah.
You're not claiming to be this badass fucking motorcycle dude who's lived his whole life, you know, rough, rugged, and raw.
Right.
And then you have these dudes who go from even tattoos. Like I've seen people hit it big on something and they go from 0 tattoos to fully fucking head, face, sleeve. I'm like, bro, just last year you were a fucking security tech. Like you installed alarms, bro.
Speaking of, I saw a video online of a guy who did that. He had like 4 tattoo artists and an anesthesiologist.
Oh yeah, he died.
He died?
One of them. They just had a guy, a social media guy.
Really?
Yeah, he died they put him under.
Did you see this? Mm-mm. They put him under to get the one I saw was a full back, full detail, color, the whole 9 yards in one sitting. They had like 4 or 5 artists on him at one time.
Oh no, that's a different guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this guy didn't do any color.
Maybe it wasn't color. I thought it was, but it was the final product was beautiful. I mean, it was hours of work.
Yeah.
Is that a thing where you're gonna get knocked out to get it, just to not have to endure the pain, or what?
Yeah, to look cool without having to deal with it.
Really?
Yeah. I used to tell guys that all the time. I said, I'm not tattooing your hand or your face until you let me tattoo your sternum. Then they're like, what? Like, dude, I used to drill youngsters. They'd come in and they'd be like, well, I want to tattoo my chick's name on my hand. I said, you're fucking stupid. Straight up. I said, what do you mean? I said, do you still live at home? Well, yeah. Where do you work? I don't have a job. Why the fuck would I tattoo something on your hand? Let me tattoo your chest.
Yeah.
Let me tattoo your sternum real quick. If you can go through that, then I'll tattoo your hand. So you don't start with your face or your hand as your first tattoo, dude.
No.
So
Speaking of tattoos, I know that he has a signature tattoo.
Who's that?
You do.
Oh fuck, I have a lot of them.
No. I've
Like
seen a signature tattoo on other people.
Like one go.
The Miguel Approve, is that what it's called?
Oh shit!
What's it called? Miguel Approve.
Is it my stamp?
That's
my stamp.
Listen,
it's like Mother Approved, but
it's got his face on it and the whole bit.
Yeah.
How many of those have you done?
One.
Oh, just one.
Okay, I thought it was more.
No.
I thought it was famous.
Lionel maybe will be the second.
No, I just got that stamp.
Is that what that is?
Prior to that, and she's like, "Well, you want to tattoo me?" I said, "Well, I had this." She's like, "That." I was like, "Fuck yeah." Yep, that was the one.
So you stamped it and then just traced it?
Yep.
That's perfect.
So what is it? I know, obviously, back in the day, like even 15 years ago, I mean, tattoos are kind of taboo. It's like it was counterculture, right? You did it if you're rebellious or you want to go against the grain or be edgy or whatever you want to call it. It's really become mainstream.
Yeah.
What changed? Why? What changed that whole thing? Is it just trends or rappers? Okay.
Yeah, rappers, because they come out. Rappers are a big influence. You know, you talk to any youngster and they're using the slang that 80% of anyone over 28 probably doesn't know, right?
Right.
So they want to be like rappers.
Interesting.
Back then, subculture, you wanted to be gangster. You wanted to be badass.
Right.
Right? So if if you did that, you hung around that, then you got it.
Right.
Now you want to be like the rappers because they can potentially blow up on whether it's YouTube or whatever. So that's where they don't care.
It's funny you mentioned that because I'm sure you've heard of Chrome Hearts before,
Mhm.
right? I've had their sunglasses for 15, 20 years, and it started out as being like rock and roll gear, like leather jackets for rock bands and biker. It was gear for riding for years, and then they kind of started doing other shit. But the past like 10 years, it's all rappers and hip hop artists. So it's crazy what that culture,
Hell yeah.
can do to either take something that was popular with one category or genre and to another, or in this case, something that was considered kind of taboo or out of the norm, and now it's mainstream. And
Yeah, everywhere to getting knocked out so you can sit through a full session.
that's
I
nuts.
mean,
Yeah, that's
I like the
insane.
fact though of, I think, and I don't have, honestly, I don't have a tattoo. I just can't pick on something that I could live with.
Yeah.
But to see the design development and the artistic that's actually coming out now, because it, like you said, it is more mainstream. It's more socially acceptable. It's more approved.
Yeah.
To now see where artists have taken it, because it's not just a small group now.
Yeah.
You have everybody, and you see some art now that it's like, as a non-tattoo guy, I'm like, okay, I can appreciate that. Like,
Oh yeah. There's
not
some-
my style, and I couldn't live with it every single day. But dang, you really, whoever your artist is or you did it, you put it together.
Yep, 100%. Now there's some characters that are beyond good, beyond
How
even cover-ups.
Gabriel, he's become kind of known in Minneapolis for doing
Yeah, killer,
a lot
killer.
of
guy.
hamsters
gosh,
and other guys. Yeah.
He had
yeah.
a true mentor.
Yeah.
He had a true mentor, and Gabriel put in his time. Much
Yeah.
respect for Gabriel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
big
ever
time.
had a tattoo, he'd be the one to do it. Not,
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
not that I.
Hell yeah,
plan
he's
on any
fire,
time,
man.
But yeah.
And now you got the others. Now you got the counterculture that's doing all shitty tattoos.
Yes, it's like everything old is new.
Yep.
Old school Bic pen type prison style.
You want
Really?
a funny story? Is my buddy Bubba was here from the Midwest, and I think it was New Year's, or maybe it was before New Year's. I had a little gathering at my house, and Bubba, I don't know if you probably met him, but he traveled the country in a bus with a dirt bike, a couple motorcycles, and a pit bike. He just told his job, I'm leaving. I'm coming back in a few months. So he's here. We're having a good time partying up at the house, and we end up drawing out of a hat different tattoos that we all drew.
Oh God.
And whoever drew the tattoo had to tattoo the person that drew it.
Oh God.
That picked it.
Yeah.
So that night, 7 tattoos later.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
there's some pretty bad ones, but hey, there's a couple good ones in there for first timers.
God.
Oh,
That's
wow.
crazy.
Yeah, but he has a whole leg dedicated to shit like that.
Oh, does he really?
But I've got a friend of mine who he served time and went in 0 tattoos
Yeah.
and literally had a cellmate who was either aspiring or was a tattoo artist
Mhm.
and got to the point where it was just, that was how they filled the hours, is he got so he could handle the pain of their prison style tattoo gun, and he came with a full leg. I mean, he was toes to upper hip. Done when he came out.
That's fire.
That's
Because
crazy.
they were bored, and I get it. Like, you're serving time, that's what you do. And so his celly would just be drawing up designs. And
Yeah.
he'd just lay there and
He's
just
like
get it done. And
He's like the canvas.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
the canvas. That's crazy.
Good
like,
artists come out
you'll
of there,
never
too.
forget that boy.
Oh man.
So, we were talking about, you were telling me about how Nick really was a catalyst for you to focus on doing a couple things really well rather than doing a million things not very well, right? We were just talking, I was just telling you how, Lionel, I've got Lionel, who's really my right-hand guy that runs the marketing day-to-day. I've got Hannah, my operations person, Michelle, media buyer, having these key people in the right roles that can help you grow your business and also give you some peace of mind and knowing that shit's going to get done, right?
Yes.
And you told me, Nick and I have had the conversations like Nick Traska, you've had with them about how do you really grow a business? How do you hire right? How do you, entrust people to help you kind of meet that vision or that goal in life, right?
Right.
And you were saying you have somebody like that now as well. Tell me about
Yeah,
that.
finally, man. Marty.
Okay.
This guy is come on, and he's not necessarily from the motorcycle industry. He rides. He's ridden a lot, majority of his life, but the amount of of weight he's taken off from my shoulders has been phenomenal. And I haven't had that in a very long time where, like you said, just get shit done.
Yeah.
You see, so many times you end up with people who bring you problems. So to finally,
rather than solutions,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
to finally have someone, he's like, Miguel, this happened, but I got, this is how I'm going to fix it. Or this is what the steps I'm going to make to fix it or, handle it.
Right.
Having somebody like that, man, holy shit, did that make a difference in everything.
Yeah.
And from home to work and being able to step away and knowing shit, you don't have to worry about it. If they call you, it's for a reason.
Right.
Right. But when you come back and you're like, oh shit, all right, that's all out the door. This is handled. Now we're going here. I'm like, perfect, man. Man, talk about a good feeling.
Yeah.
Talk about a great feeling. I shouldn't say good, great, because it's been a while since I've had that. And what we were talking about earlier was Tony Mullins told me, he's like, Miguel, you got to keep hiring.
Yeah.
I'm fucking tired of employees. They suck. And I just find the ones that suck and, and just
You have a radar for them? Is that
brutal.
what it
We've
is?
had our fair share
Oh,
too. Trust
boy.
me. You got to kiss a lot of frogs.
Dude. And I was just over it. Like, man, everyone just show up late, have an excuse. Like, you know how many family members they had died in 1 year? I'm like, dude, how big is your family?
Must be Mexican, right?
Yeah. I'm like, dude,
What's that?
I'm like, you can't fucking do this to me. I know how it goes, okay?
Yeah. I have a big family.
Yeah. Or, hey man, I'm a little tight. And I have no problem helping people. But when that becomes your routine, like you just got paid and you're broke the following, you made it through the weekend and now it's Monday and you're broke. You don't get paid for another week and a half.
Yeah.
Like, dude, come on. And after a while, they can't pay you back because they're so
upside
far
down, right?
Yeah.
So in the hole.
And then you end up wanting to get rid of them and can't because they still
They
have
still
your money.
owe money. Yeah.
Better off getting rid of them and so you don't have to give them any more.
They put you over a barrel. They played you like a fiddle. They do it.
100%. And then that shit gets old.
Yeah.
So it's funny you mentioned Tony Mullen because he's a friend of mine. You know Tony?
I've met Tony, yeah.
So Tony, he's an interesting guy. I love the guy, but he's been someone that I've talked. So I try to surround myself with successful people in different industries because you can learn. You learn from other people that are successful or have been through similar struggles. And I want to be around people that are even more successful than me when possible because that's how you learn and grow, right?
Right.
And so, I've had countless conversations with Nick, with Tony. So here's a guy that was in a totally unrelated business, right? Dealing with concrete and. He has his own, he actually blows up rock and has his own quarry.
Yeah.
And he's busted his ass for years. And finally now he's got a good guy running, his day to day and he can relax and enjoy himself. But he's right. You gotta keep hiring and you gotta, hire until you find the right people. And, you hire, you don't have to hire for skill. You hire for will and ability and then they learn if they really, but I've been in that position where we've had, and Lionel, can attest to it because we've been together now, 12, 13 years now, 14 years?
He's getting old. It's almost 15.
15. And we've had bad hires.
Chop it down a little bit.
Myself, Lionel, we've hired the wrong people. But when you get the right person in the right seat and they really can excel, it's a game changer for your business.
Huge
and
difference,
personally.
man. Huge. Yeah. And I really attest things to they happen when they need to happen.
Sure.
I'm very strong believer in if I had the right guy, I probably would have fucked it up back then anyway. Right? If I took advantage of it. I was young and dumb and I, was worked my ass off. I made great money, but I was just as fast to go fuck it all off too. Right. So now where I'm at, I'm like, I don't want to fuck it all off. I want to create generational wealth now. I'm looking at things differently, right? Don't get me wrong. I'm still going to find the local shithole and get wasted in once in a while. But when it comes to what I'm doing in my career, now I actually, it is a career. It's a life that has provided for me several members of my family.
Right.
So yeah, now I'm looking at the same thing. And, I tell my boy all the time, I said, you got to play up because if you play down, you're not going to get any better.
Right.
And so very much like what you're saying, man. You can surround yourself with anyone you want. We all make that choice.
Right.
So if you surround yourself by C and D players, that's eventually what you're going to become.
Yep.
It's true.
And, you run with it.
I'll tell you, it's nice to hear two titans of industry. It's what you guys are. You own big companies and run them. As the guy who is that hire, who is that support, it's good to hear this kind of stuff because in our role as those trying to be those A players, to see the vision, to see the leadership, to see the growth of owners and directors that are running something, that's a huge influence that I don't know if everyone in your positions actually see that. That, I talk to my boys, just like you talk to yours, about who are you looking up to? Because everyone looks up to somebody. Mm-hmm. And not just the people you surround yourself with, but who you look up to. And in your guys' roles, your employees look up to you. They look up to what you're doing. They look up to what you have. They aspire to create something as the same or likewise. Or when you do well and you reward yourself, they look at that and go, okay, so there is a chance and there is a way to reward yourself to have that. And so that's where it's interesting. You talk about hiring good leaders, but y'all have to be the good leaders to start to create good leaders, because people will walk in the door with capabilities
for sure
and drive.
Yeah.
But until you give them that fire and you show them the desire behind it and what benefits in the long run, you kind of miss the mark.
For sure. And I missed the mark when I was younger, man. I was not a good leader. I didn't even know what a leader was. People looked at me to show them, the ways and different things to do. And I would, but thinking of it as let's just get the shit done and roll.
Right.
Now I look at Marty, I say, I'm going to make Marty a fucking weapon. He's going to be a weapon.
Sure. So
that I can say, you know what? I don't have to even second guess what's happening. I don't have to think about his response to a customer because I've sharpened that weapon so fucking sharp. He's got it.
Yeah.
And I did not have that when I first started.
Yeah.
Then that's part of playing up. That's part of being surrounded by people like you, Tony, Nick, Paul, all these guys that, they may not have had it when they were younger too. Cause
sure.
I was there during the days where guys were dropping 150 grand like it was nothing for a custom build. And guys that I was with would drop 20 or 30 of it that night, fucking off. I was there too. Mm-hmm. I didn't have that kind of money, but I was there for the party.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So, every person takes their ride and everyone, we'll call it matures.
Sure.
Because we never really grow up. We're men.
Right.
We mature at different times. And when it does hit you, like, man, this guy is looking at me like I'm his mentor or I'm who he aspires to be.
Sure.
That hits you different.
Yeah,
just
you don't want to disappoint them.
Yeah, just like your kids. And I was just telling somebody, I said, I don't want my children ever to look at me like somebody who gave up or who wasn't there.
Right.
So I will bust my ass if I got to go, work to the very last minute and haul my ass up to the game at the last minute. I'm drop my bike and I'm running out to the field to see how the game's going. I'm going to do that now. And 15, well, I wasn't a dad 15, but years ago, whatever the number was, I wasn't thinking that way.
Yeah. That's what they're going to remember is when you show up to the games and you spend time with them, not the toy you bought them or the shit you
teach.
Yeah.
Teach. And that's another part of this whole deal is now I'm taking it more seriously. I'm taking it seriously as being that person rather than just the guy who owns the company or pays the bills or, it's a lot more than people think to be, like you said, not only the owner or the chief or the guy running the show, but to be a leader, man, is a lot heavier, in a good sense.
Yeah.
In a good sense. It's not a burden.
No.
Because we put ourselves here, right?
Right.
Whether it was by accident or not,
right.
We're here.
But you choose to continue. Yeah. And I would say the benefits, obviously, of being your own boss and owning a business far outweigh the costs or the negatives, but there's still, at the end of the day, if not enough money comes in or something happens in the business, you're the last to get paid, and you also have a responsibility to keep your employees, employed. So, to me, you're always working because you're always thinking about things for better or worse. And, I'll email him, I'll call him, whether he likes it or not, because I'm always thinking about
we don't turn off.
Yeah, what can we do better? Or let's fix that, or let's improve this, or you know what? Let's talk. That's just how it is, know. And so personally, obviously, we allude to the fact that we're both hamsters, which I'm very proud to be a part of the organization, the group. At Lionel's been sponsored, so he's working on getting in. For those that aren't aware, and when we have Grady on, we'll talk to him about that as well. But what is it that made you want to become a hamster in the first place?
At first, it was a camaraderie.
Yeah.
I'm not a clubber. I never was one to say you have to, or be told you have to go do this, you have to go do that. I hung out with a lot of them.
Yeah.
I know a lot of them, but it wasn't not really my thing. Like I know I'm not gonna go pick up your shit and take it here right now. No.
I had to wash a bike once, by the way. Fucking Harlan.
Dang, put it in the elbow grease.
Harlan there. Fucking asshole, Harlan. Anyway.
That's funny.
Did he make you pay for the rewash when you were done?
Yeah.
Right?
I actually watched Brad's bike.
Oh, no shit.
On a hamster ride, yeah.
Oh, boy.
And they all played along.
That's awesome.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's all good.
Yeah, that's
Builds
good
character.
for you.
Yeah.
It's good for you.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
you were
you're
saying.
good.
Yeah.
So, that really wasn't my thing. Then I meet, Randy and all these guys, and I grew up with them, really.
Right.
Because I was just young, dumb, loved to party.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up with them, like, damn, this is pretty cool. Now, these guys are cool. They all love motorcycles. They're builders. These guys are the ones who really took the industry and fucking sailed with it, right? So I'm like, man, all right. This is cool. I could do this. Now it's a brotherhood beyond brotherhoods,
right.
Just to be able to go to Anthony's place and guys, don't worry about it. Let's fucking go to Mexico. Let's ride down to Mexico.
Right.
Let's do it. Cool. I just went to a Raider game with again, I think of his name, Jerry Norskog and his wife from Montana. They live in Vegas, but great couple.
Yeah.
Going and hanging out with them the whole day. We're in, tailgating, great seats, enjoying the game. I'm a diehard Raiders fan, so it was the Mecca for me, right?
Yeah.
But things like that,
yeah.
It's like with friends like us, like it's just different, man. And I think it's even more so when you take it national and international.
Yeah.
Because you can go anywhere in this country and some overseas places where you might not see this guy once a year, and he will give you a bike. He'll take you in. He'll take you dinner. Whatever you need, it's good, right? And then you have the ones you see regularly, and they do the same thing.
Sure.
So it's like, does it get any better than that?
Mm-mm.
You can ride anywhere in this country, and you can have a bike.
Yeah.
You can go have a good time. Like Daytona, it's a blast. Love that.
Yeah.
I flew into Orlando, jumped on somebody's bike, rode over to Daytona, had a blast. I stayed with Big Dan in Canada. But you put that all together, it's like the biggest, baddest brotherhood that you could ask for, and now I've taken it to another level, like with Tony and Nick, and now it's the business side.
Sure.
Some of these guys have more successful businesses than I could even imagine. And you wouldn't tell. They will sit at a bar with you. They will go to dinner with you, and you wouldn't have a clue.
Right.
But now when you start talking to them on that level, then they're like, hey, come here. Let me show you something. So not only is it cool, you're riding, you're having a good time, but you're also learning.
Yeah.
You're learning about things that, I didn't know.
Right.
All I've ever known is work your ass off.
Right.
And I've done that since I was 15. Sometimes 2 jobs, sometimes 1 that I just rotated. I just, I would only be off enough that was like mandatory. Look, you got to go home and sleep a little bit. All right, guy, you can't fucking be here all night. But now taking that and like, hey, Miguel, try this. Okay, cool. You know, that's pretty slick advice. I would never thought about that.
Yeah.
Just, hey, Miguel, take this trip with me. Come on, let's take a walk or let's go for a ride. I see you're doing this, this, and this. And I don't even think they pay attention, right? In my mind, like, oh, fuck, everyone's busy. Like, you should really run with that. Just take it for what it is. Give that a shot. And it's always fucking worked.
Right.
Always worked, man. So now I got a brotherhood. I got mentors. You know, I got a group of individuals that can only bring you up.
Right.
That is beyond powerful, man. Beyond powerful. Because I don't want to say we were poor, because I'm not going to say we were broke. Did we live in a couple garages when we were younger, you know, as a really youngster? Yes. Did we live in some shitty apartments? Yes. I was fortunate. Our family was fortunate. We just worked hard. Right. My mom's stellar. Put herself through school, multiple degrees. She works harder than anyone I know. My father never stopped. Never missed fucking work. The guy would be coughing up both his lungs and he'd still fucking go to work. So that's all I was, they taught. Whether we had a celebrity station wagon driving across the country, packed to the brim, or, a Mercedes. It never changed who we were.
Sure.
It's awesome.
So now I'm older. I just fucking turned 45 last week. And it's starting to make sense, starting to click. And that's what trips me out. Then it goes back to the leader. Like, I never thought of myself as a leader. Never. If my guy was in the trench, I was on the other side so that we could dig together faster. That's just how I am.
So it's called servant leadership. It's doing what you ask of others. Yeah.
Now I'm just trying to do it smarter.
Yeah.
By sharpening the weapons and cutting the weights.
Good for you. Where are your parents from originally?
My mother's from El Paso, Texas, and my father is from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Where your lineage? Hispanic, Mexican? What's your
Mexico.
Mexico. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Both my grandma was born in El Paso too. I think they brought her over right before she popped. Or her mom popped. my grandfather, he retired and passed away in Guadalajara.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy just became mayor of El Paso.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
Johnson,
cool.
Yeah, just last month.
Really?
Yeah, I got a bunch of my buddy Jay Montalongo played for EP. Chico's Tacos all the way, baby. I know EP pretty
Rosas.
well. Yeah.
What about L&J's?
I've never been there.
You never been there? You better have them take you
there.
I've been going to that place since I was like 12.
Have you?
Yeah, my godfather was basically, he was the unofficial mayor. He was the mayor of all the bars.
So my buddy who just became mayor, he has built some apartments by the baseball stadium there, and he kept one of them as kind of like a private hangout for his buddies.
Yeah, and
we're just hanging in there, and he like makes a phone call and he orders food from the border. They deliver it over the border because it's right there, Juarez. And some of the best Mexican food.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So that's a cool place.
I grew up going to the original Diablo Stadium.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I have a lot of memories there.
Veronica, my executive assistant's from El Paso too.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's good people from El Paso.
I got a story for you about that too.
All right.
So my godfather, great guy, killer baseball player.
Okay.
Right. But the downside, he liked to drink a lot. I went to probably every fucking gas station in El Paso and never got gas with this guy. He would always just go in and buy another can. He'd get another tall can. And it didn't strike me till later on. I'm like, he never pumps gas. How the fuck does this work? But always had a beer.
That's fun.
That's how I remember El Paso.
He was filling a tank.
Yep. Yeah. It was hilarious. I love him.
See,
Rest in peace. He passed away too, but
I don't have cool El Paso stories except for it's the boot capital of the world, so I'm in heaven when I show up there.
They're in the boots.
Oh yeah, big time.
See, my father was a custom boot maker.
Oh really? Damn, that's cool.
And so that's why I only wear boots. He doesn't build boots anymore, but
That's rad,
If I ever
bro.
get to El Paso, I literally travel down there with an empty suitcase.
Yeah.
you get some
All
good
those little
boots.
outlet stores, like I punish Lou Casey down there. Punish him.
That.
Yeah.
That's
So you talk about your family a little bit. You've also mentioned your kids.
Yep.
So you've got an older son and a younger daughter, right?
I got 3 daughters and a son.
Okay. Any of them picking up in the company? Are they coming along? Are they? You got them sweeping the floor?
Oh
You
yeah,
got
they
'em-
come in. They take out the trash, clean the bathroom, sweep.
What
They
are
do
the
that.
What are the ages of them?
15, 12, 11, and 6.
Okay.
Yeah,
still young.
they're all involved in some way.
Cool.
Not like my oldest daughter. She's like, you know what? I think I could work here. Like checking people out when they buy inventory, merchandise, and whatever. I said, all right. So I'm teaching her how to drive right now. My younger ones, they're just my middle daughter. My middle daughter. She loves riding.
Cool.
Anytime I say let's go for a ride, she'll jump on the
that's
bike
great.
in a heartbeat, like grabbing her helmet.
That's awesome.
My little youngest one, she's the princess. She wants to fucking play with every Barbie doll, every toy, house. That's her thing. Gymnastics, we just started that. And then my boy he says he's the next Steph Curry.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
He's a
he
hooper.
just loves basketball.
That's cool.
He's a natural lefty athlete,
Hmm.
but basketball is his thing right now.
Yeah.
This kid does not go to bed or wake up without a basketball in his hand.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So the whole spectrum, man.
That's
It's a
great.
trip. Yeah, it's fun.
Does your wife work with you, or
No, she works for Mayo.
Oh, Mayo Clinic.
Yeah, she's a medical assistant there.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I think 9 years there.
So my wife's side is all Hispanic, mostly from New Mexico, Arizona. And it's funny to see like the kind of the dichotomy because her mother, she really doesn't talk to Anglo, and it's so she used to talk to her, we'd do events and stuff, and it'd be like her side and his side, and the distinction was like crazy, because her Hispanic side, they're all very family oriented, party like rock stars, but work their asses off, and not disparaging her mom or her mom's side, but completely different, very like reserved and a little judgmental, but it's just interesting to see that, and I'm so close with her father and her uncles because I just feel like I have a lot in common with them. Industrious, friendly, like I have a good time. But why is it you think it seems to be like just part of the Hispanic culture? Work hard, enjoy life, family oriented. Is it just always been that way? Like why is that way? Is it just any idea?
For the most part, this is just my opinion. For the most part, when you could be anyone, but when vanity or things of value don't play a factor, your value is your family.
Okay.
So spending time with your family is value. Teaching your family is value. And don't get me wrong, it's diluted quite a bit over the years as electronics and everything. Now you put value in things.
Right.
You put value in cars. Back then it was nobody had it.
Right.
Where you grew up, nobody had nice shit. So it never really was important.
Right.
What was important was spending time with your family, playing football on the street, being home before the lights came on and not getting your ass kicked because you did something stupid,
Right.
So, as time goes on, we start putting in value in clothing. We start putting value in things that aren't necessarily core.
Right.
Well, now you start chasing that, right?
Right.
So that's why I say it's diluted. You still learn from the people you're around. You
Sure.
still learn from your parents. That's just how we were brought up.
Sure.
And we didn't realize back then that we lived in a garage.
Right.
We didn't realize that that 86 Datsun wasn't a cool car. You got in the fucking thing, you went to the store or you
Right.
went and ate and you came home. That
Right.
was it.
Right.
There was It was nothing else. Once you start putting value on stuff, now you get up to the keeping up with the Joneses,
Right.
and now it matters more than the family.
Right.
So, you know, I in my own family, I got a big ass family,
Right.
with aunts, uncles, cousins. You know, half of us don't even talk anymore because other things became more important than family.
My wife's same way. As time has gone on, they don't hang out as much as they used
and
to.
we used to, same thing. Our
Yeah.
parties were sick.
Yeah.
They would go 3 days. The neighbors would be looking over the brick wall like, are you guys still going? And DJ would start right up. Grill starts right up. And bam, right back to it, man.
Yeah.
Back to it. And
Yeah.
I do throw pretty big, wild parties because of that.
Sure.
You know, I miss those days, man.
Yeah.
Where everyone would be just spread all over. You wake up, you're like, well, what do we do now? Keep going, you know? And you just did it.
That's awesome.
Why are we partying?
Yeah, just no reason.
Because
Yeah.
it's Tuesday and
Yeah.
you're here.
It is kind of sad to think about that you know, material, and I'm a victim, like probably more than most people, but you know, that material items have taken on more value and more focus than just being with family.
We're all
And
victim to it, man.
I think it's just part of our culture. We become such a materialistic culture, you know, whereas even 20 years ago, it wasn't like that. 20, 30 years ago, it was more about just being together with others and enjoying it. Now you've got distractions, phones, and, you know, internet, everything, whatever, you know, stuff. You know, I wonder if it'll ever probably past that point, that whatever kind of cycle back.
You can only control what's in your household.
That's true. That's true.
And,
Yeah.
and in mine, I may make it a point, like, you know, we're a mixed family, like his, hers, and ours. So if you make that the point, that's all they'll know.
Yeah.
So I make it a point. There is no his, hers, and ours. There's us.
Yeah.
Period. So if I hear otherwise, you're going to hear it from me.
Sure.
And no problem at all. No problem. But I do see families. I see my own families that are like, damn, like they don't give two fucks about what you're doing, or you don't show them any kind of like morals, you know, like, come on, man. This is your family unit. You know, that's how I see it.
Right.
But it definitely is watered down quite a bit, but we can't control others.
That's true.
You know, we can't control what happens at school. We can't control what happens at work. We can only control how we react and what we teach.
Yeah.
You know, those who want to be taught.
Yeah.
But it does suck though, because there was a time where, man, it was just fun. Nobody cared that you were driving a Lexus or a Toyota.
Right.
You know, now what's and not so much with me, because I tell people I don't want to talk about that, but what do you drive? Oh, I have a Camry. Well, I drive a Tesla. What does that fucking matter? You know, what does that matter?
Right.
That's the other part of the motorcycle side I like.
Yeah.
You know, you could have a guy who rides a piece of shit shovelhead.
Right.
And you can have a guy who drives or rides a brand new, you know, ST.
Right.
Still riding, still cruising.
It's kind of equalizer, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I love about hamsters is, like, you got guys that own businesses, you've got guys at work that wrench bikes. Shit, our common friend drives a garbage truck.
Yep.
You know? Doesn't matter. I mean, what you do for work doesn't define you, or one guy's not more valuable than the other just because he's got a different job or makes more money or has more shit. To me, it's not about
part
that
of
stuff.
it.
Yeah.
Big part of it.
But now I did hear that his garbage truck is like the cleanest in the
It
state.
is a very nice
Of
garbage
I
truck.
heard that is just pristine inside that cab. And he's quite proud of that cab.
He
I've
should
heard.
be.
100%. You're in it all day long.
Yeah.
That's your office, man, right?
But I do like that, you know, the diversity and the fact that it doesn't really matter how much you make, what bike you ride, what you own. It's really just, if you're a good guy that is worth hanging out with.
When
That's all that
people ask
matters.
me about it, it's simple. Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
That's the rule number one.
Yeah.
I had a math teacher in high school. This big ass chalkboard just said, "Don't be stupid." When you walked into the class, that's all it was. Don't be stupid.
Yeah.
Then he started talking about it. Like, you talk when I'm talking? That's stupid. Don't be stupid. Like, that was it. That was it.
Yeah.
It's his only rule.
And it still resonates
It
with you
still
today.
resonates. Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
And you'll be fine. You know, don't be a dick. It's simple. Life's easy, man. We make it hard as fuck.
That's true. That's true.
So I got to ask you, what's the date? Was it 1/7/11?
That was when the most influential man of my childhood passed away. That was my grandfather.
All right.
Oh, okay.
He was Miguel Samaniego Sr. He was an animal. You know, not a big guy. And that was, I think, why it meant more. He was my grandfather.
Yep.
Small little dude, but worked his ass off. And on his free time, when going back to, it didn't matter. He had a truck. It was an old truck. Kept it clean as shit. And even in his retirement, he worked at a plastic company in California. Even in his retirement, he was like, I think I'm going to take this truck from a 3 on the tree to a 3 on the floor.
Was it a Chevy?
No, it was an old Ford.
Old Ford?
F-150. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. I'd come home from school or go to my grandma's house after school because we lived like 2 houses apart. What are you doing, Tata? I'm bored. I'm switching the shifter from the column to the floor. Well, that's cool. Let's see what you're doing over there, you know? But he was just a man's man.
That's awesome.
Took care of 8 kids.
Wow.
Yeah. 1 woman. Took care of business. Like, damn. That's what I grew up in, a house. It was a lot of people, 1 bathroom.
Wow.
Yeah, it sounds cliche, man, but I still remember the phone number to that house and I still remember the address. Nice. And it's gone now, but
yeah,
this man was like, man, if I was ever going to be like somebody when I was younger, I was going to be like him. He never called in sick, worked his ass off, always had a pocket full of money. But you come to realize, like, dude, he didn't make shit, but he always had money. He's just smart. You know, he didn't give a shit about the frills and the fancy shit. He took care of business. And when it came time to it, he always had it. And that was a trip. I was like, my grandma would say something like, went on about his business.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
what
so
do you do for
my
work?
grandfather.
What kind of work did
he worked at a package or a plastic. They made the plastic containers, the take-home containers.
Yep.
In LA.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a farmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a farmer. He started out in Nogales and then worked his way. Of all places, he actually lived in Litchfield. One of my aunts was born in Litchfield. Wow. Yeah, so Tucson. He met my grandmother in Tucson and then moved to Litchfield, moved to Blythe. And my dad was born in Blythe. So my dad and my father, that's where that comes.
Okay.
So my mom married my father when I was 10.
Okay.
So that probably threw people for a loop on that.
Yeah, I see me.
My dad, biological dad, was born in Blythe, and then the rest of them were born in LA, East LA.
Okay.
Wow.
Nice. So that's how I was born in LA.
Right.
And I always say I grew up there, but I was raised in the Midwest.
Okay.
So I learned a lot of the bad shit. I learned how to do a lot of the bad shit in LA. And my mom married T, and we moved to Wisconsin.
Do you think, because obviously a lot of Midwesterns, they're kind of hardworking, a little more humble, you know, you think that's where, because you're a pretty humble, kind of just low-key guy. Is that, you think your Midwest upbringing?
Both.
Yeah.
Because my grandfather was very humble. He never, ever, he spoke very little. And when he spoke, it like carried so much weight. It was ridiculous. But my father's, and this gets deep, my father's stepfather was the same. So when we moved to Wisconsin, we actually moved in with my stepdad's stepmom and stepdad.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. It's a lot. There's a lot of branches.
Yeah.
But he was another one. Like, it was kind of like opposite ends of the spectrum. My grandfather was, you know, blue collar, very simple means, just very quiet, just went to work. That grandfather was very well educated, very well spoken. Like, he was just a different level. And that intrigued me just as much as the going to work and busting your ass every day. So talking to him, I felt like I was talking to Albert Einstein. I'm a teenager. I'm like, damn, this guy knows everything. So I really, really latched onto that too.
Sure.
So that's why I'm lucky, man. I'm blessed because I got to witness and live completely opposite ends.
Right.
You know, and Midwest poor and LA poor is very different.
Right.
And well off is very different too. You know, they put value in different things.
Right.
Right. I have family that never left LA County, and over here, actually a better one. I have family in California and friends in California that never talk about college. It's just a matter of, are you going to graduate high school?
Right.
Will you graduate? Are you still going? Out there, it's fucking automatic.
Right.
What college are you going to?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a question of whether you're graduating or not.
Even if you're same socioeconomic background, you can still be lower.
Didn't matter.
It was just different expectations.
Where were you going to college?
Right.
You know, and we didn't have that over there.
Yeah.
Over there, it was if you made it through high school, you could get a job, you know, and you didn't have to go get your GED. And
right.
And over here, what college are you going to? What? College?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Right.
So getting to see that and learning that side was cool.
Yeah.
And me, I'm just a nerd for information, so I soaked everything up, man. Everything. Learned a lot about business.
Yeah.
You know, from a young age, like, okay, this is how that department works.
Right.
This is how that department helps this department.
Sure.
And that shit like that, right?
Yeah.
That I probably wouldn't have learned over there. Over there, I learned a lot more about drugs and
right.
fighting.
Right.
You know,
and that
shit
has an
like
impact
that.
on your life.
Oh, for sure, dude.
Absolutely,
For sure.
Absolutely. So you're 45, kind of midway through your life. I'm 51, so I got a couple years ahead of you. Am I 51? Yeah, I'm 51. Any plans? Where do you next 10 years? Where do you see yourself? What's doing?
I really plan on growing the brand side.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, I'll probably pull away from the all mechanical.
Sure.
I want to build. You know, I got a lot of ideas. I got a lot of stuff, like my own Miguel's Monster Garage.
Nice.
I have
I like
a lot
that.
of shit, dude. I just stuff.
Yeah.
I write about it. I draw. You know,
Nice.
I have a lot of stuff that I want to accomplish before it's too late.
Right.
And I feel like this part of my life is for that. So grow my brand, make that an empire, and then build my fun stuff.
Good for you.
Yeah, that's my goal. Watch my kids grow, teach them how to be weapons, and go from there. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's just saying that because that first time in my life that I have a true plan.
Good for you.
Like I feel is a true purpose.
Yeah. Life catches up to you. You know, the days go faster and faster as you get older. You know?
Years go faster.
They do.
Man.
They do. Yeah.
Years go faster.
How old are you now?
I'm between the two of you.
What are you,
I'm
30?
39.
39?
It's a beautiful thing,
no,
man.
you're not 39.
I will be this year.
No way.
39.
Really? I didn't think you were that old.
Told you 15 years, man. You forgot.
30. I thought you were in your mid 30s.
39.
It's a beautiful
I'll be
thing,
39
though,
this year.
dude.
Yeah.
To be
man.
that many years with Ari, you know, and personal growth, and now, you know, going before the board, it's gonna. You're right there. It's pretty dope.
I'm excited.
happy
I
for
like
you.
it.
Yeah. And professionally, we've got, you know, when my dad retires, we've got some plans, opportunity for Lionel too, just because of his work ethic, loyalty, and
Hell yeah.
abilities. So, you know, the hard work.
Because now I know where all the skeletons are.
That's right. That too.
The
I don't
bodies,
have a
right?
choice. I don't have a choice.
Hey, you know that's part of it
Yeah.
too.
But people, you know, he's worked his ass off since he first started working with me, and he's inspired me too to work hard. And you know, I always worked hard, but I didn't know what working hard was. I mean, until he came on board. And I've told him about this before, but you know, people want to like quick success, and they want, you know, and young people. You know, there's very few people that I've encountered that have the maturity, the work ethic that someone like Lionel has, and and I see it once in a while. But people want to, they always, well, how would that guy make it? It's like there's no secret. It's just work your ass off, and
it's a 15-year overnight success.
Yeah,
there.
Let's be honest.
It's good though. It is true.
Yeah.
It is true.
Well, you see the guys that let's be honest, that hit it quick, real fast, and something just works for them. It connects. That's great. But where are they 4 or 5 years after that?
Right.
They didn't learn how to get there, so they don't know how to maintain. And I'm not just saying myself, I'm just saying in general, my mentors, the guys I look up to, the guys that are coaching and leading me that I'm aspiring to become, like we all do, they grind for years.
Yeah, there's not many overnight success.
No.
There's none.
I have this conversation with Nick and Paul and, Tony, all these guys, they see the success, but they don't see, same with a lot of bands. You see these rock bands that are huge. So you don't hear that. I just went and saw Tears for Fears this weekend.
Whoa.
Those guys, before they hit it big, for like 10, 12 years, were grinding away in other bands no one ever heard of, So nothing, very rarely does the success happen overnight.
No.
Just people don't realize that.
It was another great story, man, and somebody that I truly, truly respect to the core, John Christner.
Oh,
yes.
oh.
That man
Yeah.
is something else. He's a weapon.
He's a saint.
Yeah. But his story,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. He's overcome a lot of obstacles in life.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. From one truck to what he has, to what he's gone through with his family, everything.
Yeah.
Like his story is amazing, man.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And still to this day, 100% positive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like just no looking back.
Yeah,
he's like, Miguel,
Yeah.
all I can do is look forward.
That's true. Yeah.
But another example of somebody who they put in a lot of fucking time.
Yeah.
A lot of time. A lot of missing. A lot of grinding. And, he got to a point where he sold his company and he was able to, take care of his kids and his grandkids, but with love.
Right.
With core values.
Right.
And he worked his ass off to follow it up with the rest.
Right. That's true.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Huge. That's like that. That's that's where I see myself.
Yeah.
That's what I'm aiming for. That's what I'm working for.
Good for you.
Is that when it's done, I'm still going to have that Sunday dinner with all my kids.
Yep.
Whether they have kids or not, I want them all there.
Yeah.
And that way, when I'm out, they can say he never gave up.
Yep.
He worked his ass off, and he this is the legend we're living off.
Yeah. Well said. So, if someone wants to just buy a shirt or a hat, or we obviously don't talk a lot of business here, but I wanted people to know in case they're interested, like where can they go to buy?
PromoteDanger.com.
PromoteDanger.com.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah. Lane splitters, LSGAZ.com, PromoteDanger.com. Kind of gives you, LSG gives you the overall.
Yeah.
Promote Danger takes you right to the merch. Because, we have the audio.
Yep.
And the merch. Those are the two avenues.
You'll be going to all. You're going to do a full cycle of events this year.
Yep.
How many
we
events?
kick off. We're actually doing a bike night Friday at Gypsy's Roadhouse with Southwest Club Style. Then we'll be in Cave Creek for the Builder Showcase.
Oh, this is we're there too. For that,
and then AZ Bike Week kicks it off. Yeah, I'm gonna stay back from Daytona because I got some things that I still want to just cross my T's and dot my I's. But once AZ Bike Week hits, that's when the
fun starts.
Yeah, that's when it really turns on, and before you know it, we'll be in fucking Sturgis.
Yeah, same place as always at the Roadhouse. Sturgis,
Sturgis, Iron Horse.
Iron Horse. I'm sorry, Iron Horse. That's right. Iron Horse. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah,
Very
man,
cool.
rock and rolling.
Yeah. Anything else?
It's funny. I think we talked about like the wild and crazy of Miguel in the motorcycle world, and then it took this nice little shift to this like educational,
right?
Like, life lessons, right?
Metaphorical, like this is where we're going now.
Yeah,
life coach session now checked.
We never we have these conversations. We never know where it's going to go. We just kind of have conversation and kind of let the thing flow and ebb and flow, and wherever it goes.
This was cool. And I will say this: if somebody ever does want to partake in the wild adventure of Miguel and friends, come check us out at any event. We're always up for a good time.
Miguel and
Yeah,
friends.
yeah, you are always up. That should be your tagline. Always up for a good time.
Oh man,
you need to do something with that. Always up for a good time, because that does sum up what you're all about. Just want to have fun and
make memories, laughs, enjoy it, man.
yeah.
We're not here long.
That's true. That's true. When you start breaking down the days we have left, you got to live every day like it's your last. Seriously.
Even if the hangover sucks,
That's right.
still go for it.
I like it. You got to come up with some Miguelisms, like a book of like Miguelisms.
Oh man,
like
I do need to do that.
Yeah, you got some good one-liners, man.
We just started video recording at the shop, so there's some good shit coming
I look forward
for
to
our
seeing
YouTube
that.
channel.
That's smart.
Yeah, and that's another thing. I'm like, my brother was a big catalyst for that. He's like, hey, you're a funny motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't really think about it. I'm just doing my thing,
right.
you know?
Yeah.
So we got our buddy Mike. He's coming in with some videography stuff and miking us up and
Good.
just
what
just
happens.
a daily open bullshit.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking the same no
Doesn't
matter what.
Yeah.
Whether I'm drunk, sober, working
matter.
on something, or sitting there cussing at the computer because I can't figure it out. It's the same.
You just need someone that can own that, so that you do your thing. I've had this conversation with Paul, Lionel, and I. Someone that just owns that process, and then you do you, and then they take the content and they cut it up and put it out, and from there, it just kind of gets a life of its
Dude,
own.
I watched one and I was laughing my ass off.
That's right.
At myself.
That's right.
I'm like, you're an idiot.
It is funny. You don't realize it until because I started watching the ones Lionel are doing, and I'm like, I don't remember saying that, or man.
Oh yeah, you don't.
It's like you start critiquing yourself. You're like, anyway. But
Hey, dude, raw is the best.
Raw and real is the
because
best.
raw is real.
I like that. Raw is real.
Raw is real.
We were
Plain
saying
and
raw and
simple.
real, but raw is real.
Raw
I
is
like
real,
that.
man.
Yeah.
And what we've done and seen and where life is now, everything's raw.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when you couldn't have a tattoo? Like you said, we were talking about earlier, you couldn't have a tattoo.
Yeah.
Now there's so many surgeons that have sleeves that you don't even know.
Right. Yeah.
It's raw is real. We're all fucking real people.
That's true. Yeah.
So why hide it?
I like that.
Level of respect. Always keep level of respect.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be disrespectful to be raw.
I like that. Well, I don't know.
Just dropping bombs, man.
I think
These
that-
are philosophical
I don't know.
bombs.
I think that was like the perfect ending. I don't know if there's anything else we need to
you
say.
might drop that and you walk away.
Well, listen, thank you so much for being on.
thank you guys.
We
It was
really
cool
appreciate it.
having
It was fun, and look forward to seeing you at Arizona Bike Week at some future hamster events. And,
I'm looking forward to see where this brand takes off to.
Yeah, me too.
Hold on,
He's
baby.
fueled the jet. I'm ready to see it take
Yeah,
off.
man.
Yeah, I do love the brand. I love wearing this hat, and I just love the name Lane Splitters. It says it all. You know, no need to
what we
explain.
do.
If you have to explain, you don't get it.
Yeah, you haven't ridden with us then.
That's right. That's right. I like that. You have to. Yeah, you have to explain. You haven't ridden with us yet. That's true. So anyway, but thank you again.
Thank you, guys.
Much success, and
Appreciate you.
and look forward to what's to come. All
Yes,
right?
sir.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.